International Harvest Auto Wagon. Wherever did you find this?
We've had it since the 1950s. My grandfather found it. It was bought new in the county we live in for the ball ground Coca-Cola bottling plant. They bought 2 of them, and they used them for a few years, and then Dr. Hendricks traded for a liquor still, and my granddad was able to track it down.
Wow.
As a kid, it used to be in one of the buildings that's covered up with stuff, and I used to crawl through the stuff and get up under it and play underneath it. A few years ago, we decided to get it out and get it running. Not really, actually it blew out a bunch of acorns and everything else when we cranked it up. Water had got in it, froze it, so we had to weld it up.
All the young people getting to learn.
That is a 1909 International Harvester IHC Auto Wagon. Right-hand drive with a steering wheel. We got all kinds of cars here at Amelia, ladies and gentlemen, and most of them are absolutely fascinating.
427 Dark Diablo. '41 Chrysler Newport Dual Cowl Phaeton, owned by the National Automotive Museum. Came out of the Harris collection. Unusual dual cockpit. Chrysler concept cars. .427 Dark Diablo. Wow. There you go.
The dashboard is pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I was going to say, it's better now that I've, you know.
Absolutely.
No.
La Comatis Chrysler Group, Auburn Hill. 1952 Chrysler short wheelbase Ghia prototype. 1952 Chrysler d'Elegance, discovered in Italy in the 60s, returned stateside, then made roadworthy and driven over 100,000 miles. 1941 Chrysler Thunderbolt, Chicago collection. Thunderbolt. This is before the Spirit of Ecstasy. .1910 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost, very early Ghost. This is a double Pullman limousine. Number 355. There's an engine for you from 1910. Speedometers were exceptionally rare, just coming out in this vintage, but yet this one has one for the passengers in the back, so you can instruct your man.
Automobiles selected by our judges. The fabulous Silver Ghost enclosed double Pullman limousine owned by the Dean Stafford family.
This is before the Spirit of Ecstasy ornament. 1925 Rolls-Royce Playboy Roadster. What a great name, huh? This is a Silver Ghost chassis.
1925 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost Playboy Roadster. John and Ellen.
Next to it, same year, 1925 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost This is a Piccadilly Roadster. Similar, but different, as opposed to the Playboy Roadster. But you'll notice the Piccadilly has a golf club compartment that the Playboy does not. I guess he had other things to do. Another 1925 Silver Ghost. A windshield for the back passengers. The four-door. We have 4 1925 Silver Ghosts in a row. 1911 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost. Again, before the Flying Lady mascot. Lots of brass. '14 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost. 1912 Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost. 59 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud 1 H.J. Mulliner drophead coupe. 58 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud Freestone and Webb Honeymoon Express.
I'm very proud of this, and they move the horses. We get them out of the way with it. Barnaby, I love you, baby. So the story goes, on the 1913 Dixie Flyer special, there were 2 brothers in St. Anthony, Idaho, in the Panhandle, who worked for the Civilian Conservation Corps, building West Yellowstone, Montana State Park. 75 miles each way on the weekends. Their program ended in 1942. The brother on the Indian rode to Texas, never to be heard of again. We're still looking for that bike. And the brother that owned the Dixie Flyer gave this to his nephew in 1944, who subsequently put it right up in the loft of the potato barn. 1944, nice dry climate, stayed there till 2005 when the potato barn was falling down, and I happened to have the opportunity to meet the owner. Within 24 hours of the first phone call, I'd flown out to Salt Lake City, rented a van, drove my 6 hours north into the Panhandle, and arranged the purchase for this bike. So this is original, with the exception of the battery box has been reproduced in the belt. Otherwise, this is an original patina bike. The bike runs, although cosmetically looking original, the interior of the engine's been treated to aerospace technology. We've got a titanium intake valve, ceramic coated combustion chambers, extrude honed intake manifold, every modification possible in the interior of this engine and the ignition has been performed. So I think we've raised the horsepower from 4 horse to 4.1 horse. We're very proud of this, and they move the horses. We get them out of the way. Here you can see in the rear, it still has the remnants of the original 1927 registration, 1927 IDA for Idaho. On the seat is about 1 inch of missing stitching. Otherwise, this is the 101-year-old original Messinger number 3, Cavalry number 3 seat. That's your throttle, and of course ignition on this side, so a complex set of levers. A coaster brake is the only available stopping mechanism. What a piece of history, huh?
Indeed.
So, only known example, know of none other. This was what's called a badge engineered bike. The American Motor Company was formed in Brockton, Massachusetts by some bicycle racers, the Marsh brothers, and then Mr. Metz, who made the first watch in Waltham, Massachusetts. They formed the American Motor Company, and this was being in 1913, was manufactured in the last year of production. So the Marsh Metz was the most popular bike the American Motor Company made. Then they made Nationals, Peerless, Haverfords, Arrow, a few Winchesters for the gun company, and then this Dixie Flyer. Now we've got 3 pieces of data that link it to the luxury steam train of the same name, the Dixie Flyer. Nashville and St. Louis Railroad ran the Dixie Flyer luxury steam train from Chicago, Illinois to Jacksonville, Florida. It says, Dixie Flyer made exclusively for Bernard Manufacturing, not incorporated, Chicago, Illinois. So even though we know it was made by the American Motor Company in Brockton, Massachusetts, there was some relationship with Nashville and St. Louis Train Company. Same town, Chicago, same date, and same name. So we think this was the last few parts laying around the factory the American Motor Company in Brockton assembled for the train company in some way. So I'm looking for an octogenarian into trains to take us the next step into researching the history of this bike.
'06 Columbia, what a massive car. Best known for its bicycles, Columbia began building electric cars in 1897, but then went to gasoline cars. The company actually purchased the Selden patent for gasoline automobile and received royalties on each American gas-powered car produced. That is until Henry Ford refused to pay, took them to court and won. Columbia went bankrupt and by 1913 was out of business. It was marked by the most affluent, and at $4,700 cost more than a typical new home. Next, that beautiful Stutz DV32. Ooh. 1935 Pierce Arrow Accord L29, the one with Fayette.
Ladies and gentlemen,
As the judges descend on this beautiful Auburn. 33 Chrysler CL Imperial LeBaron Sport Fayette. 1922 Mercer Raceabout, John Gould, Pittsburgh.
This car is better in terms of
1914 Packard, Model 138 Fayette. Just out of the brass era into the nickel era. This is one of 12 known survivors in all body styles. It's the 137th oldest Packard, who used to be owned by Warner Brothers Studio. 47 Ford Sportsman. What do you